Hello friends, it's Debbie from the Inspiration Station. Welcome back to my channel. Today I'm here with another layout share video. I've been quite busy, as you can see, over the last few months, and I have a whole pile here to go through with you. Now, some of these were done during the February load event over at scraphappy.org. Some of them were done with a kit that I made up previously on YouTube, and some are just things that I worked on because I wanted to. So the first one I have here is a layout regarding my daughter and her husband's gender reveal for their first child. Clearly it's a boy. Many of these papers were from, I think the star paper is from Crate Paper, as well as this. The background that I used here, the diagonal, is from Photoplay, and the dies that I used were from scrapbook.com. So I did get quite a few things out of my stash, so that one was fun. I enjoyed doing that. This one was our Thanksgiving in 2021. This wooden piece I got at the Dollar Tree, actually. I used a lot of the tags. I made these tags actually from, this is Cartabella paper, and the background is Simple Stories. So I just made my own tags. I actually traced some of the ones from Simple Stories and then made my own using reinforcer dye and some of the paper from the, I think it's Sunflower Market kit, because I thought the colors were really great. This one is a Christmas layout. I believe this one may have been for load. I'm not positive. And I know it was a scrap lift from someone. I don't think I wrote down, no, I didn't write down who the scrap lift was from. Sorry about that. But I did lift it from someone, the general idea of the tags. Now, because the colors in the photos were so bright and they didn't quite go with the paper, I changed all of the photos except one to black and white. So those are all pictures of my grandson for his, let's see, it would be his second Christmas, right? Yes, because he's going to be 3 this summer. This one I know was for the load event. It had to do with song lyrics, so it was This Magic Moment. And this is from Disney when we ate at Ohana. Yeah, we had Ohana, and we ended up getting fabulous seats to see the fireworks without even planning it. So that was a great time. We really enjoyed that. This paper is, I believe, Echo Park. And then I have some of the Simple Stories pieces, obviously some thickers on here. The letters here are from Pink Fresh. So lots of different things. Oh, this is when I got my stamp from L Studio. I had to get this. I loved this stamp set because it has all the different years and the months. So you'll end up seeing things like this to date my pages on quite a few pages coming up on several of the layouts, because when I saw this, I had to get it. I got tired of using the rolling date stamp, and this was just, I don't know, just different, and I really like it. This page there is a process video for on my channel. This was also from the load event. At this moment, I don't remember what the theme was. It must have been something about home. But again, I used that stamp here. These are all Simple Stories. I cut this out of a 6x8 paper. I believe this one was one of the bits and pieces, but I did cut off a lot of the white. A lot of times their bits and pieces have too much white border for me. The die here, I believe, is a Tim Holtz die from one of his greenery sets, Spring Greenery or something like that. And then this paper is Jen Hadfield. So that one was fun to mix all the different colors. I really like this color palette of the green and mustard and pink. This one I know was also from part of the load event. This is a story about my workspace here, my squirrel cave. I am a squirrel. If you follow Lael Konkar, Lael by Mail, you know all about squirrel syndrome and how those of us with ADHD tend to act like squirrels. We just get off track often and, kind of run around like crazy. And so I was affectionately named a squirrel, and all of my girlfriends who scrap with me have become squirrels as well. So we have a group that gets together here in my workspace, and I just put some photos of where we gather. This die is from Karen Burniston. I absolutely love it, this little squirrel guy. These dies, the flowers, are Tim Holtz. It's one of his colorized sets. The paper on here is not Echo Park, the other one, Cartabella. Yep, I loved this print. If I could just get a whole pad of this. This was actually a 6x6 piece. I could feel the seam here. I don't have this piece in 12x12, and if I could get a whole package of that, I would. I just really love that particular pattern. I also used an old EK Success border punch because it mimicked the cut work on the shelf here in the room. I thought that was really cool. This one was also from the Load event, and I just used some, it was an older Bo Bunny line in the pastels. Again, don't remember the theme because that was back in February and we are in May now. So I do try to put a Mickey head or a hidden Mickey on all my Disney pages. So I just added that in to kind of bring some of the purple that was in the paper out. This, also from the Load event, it was something about, you know, wanting something and getting something else. So, you know, I told the story about how I've always wanted a Wurlitzer jukebox. I wanted to have like a rec room or a playroom with this jukebox, and it's never happened. I doubt it ever will because they're just incredibly expensive. But I got this little guy, and it's only about maybe 1.5 feet tall, and it's Bluetooth. So I just hook my phone up to it and I can play my music, and it was an impulse purchase. You know, it was one of those things that I saw in the store and I'm like, oh, I've got to have that. And I got it home and my husband was like, what on earth did you buy that for? But you know what, for whatever I spent, $80 or something, it was a lot cheaper than the $10,000 Wurlitzer. So, you know, it's a win. This one, pretty sure was also part of the Load event, because usually when I do the Load event, I have a lot more journaling. I tend to focus on the story prompts in Load rather than the technique prompts most of the time. So this is a story about my cat who was a feral, lived outside for 4 years, where I was just feeding him. I trapped him, had him neutered and vaccinated, and then kept caring for him for several years and brought him with me when we moved because I love him. And now he is a regular fixture in my house. He sleeps in my bed, and just, it's amazing. It took him 11 years before he would allow my husband to pet him, but he's always been very close to me, so I absolutely love this cat. So that was my story about him. This one was kind of fun, a little bit different. This is sort of a COVID page. I worked retail during Christmas season. Actually, I still do work retail. And I had seen a meme about, you know, your body absorbing so much hand sanitizer that you could clean the toilet when you went to the bathroom. So I just took some pictures at work one day and used some of the paper. I believe this was Photoplay's quarantine collection. And this is a Tim Holtz die. Oh, I had these brads here from the outlet, what is it called? Eyelet Outlet. And wanted to use them, the masks and the soap and hand sanitizer and things like that. So I thought that was kind of a fun page. This one is from my son's wedding several years ago. I just had never gotten around to putting these two particular pictures together. A Bo Bunny die. This paper was from I don't know if it was Die Cuts with a View or a Michael's Recollection pad, but it was one of those, I think it was called Whiskey Barrel. Tim Holtz die. These letters came from a sticker sheet that was Paper House Productions. Just some of my favorite photos from the wedding, and I was able to keep it more masculine. A lot of the wedding pictures that I did were floral and things like that because of all the girls in their pretty dresses, but this was just, you know, more of a masculine page, so I enjoyed doing that. This was from the kit that I made. So if you watched my video where I made my own kit based on some papers that I had from Echo Park, This was one of the pages that I made using those papers and the stickers that I included in the kit. So this was a girls' trip to Florida in 2019, and just, you know, fun memories. This is an Elizabeth Craft die. I fussy cut some flowers from a piece of paper. I don't remember where that one came from, but it's got kind of a sheen to it, so it was not from the original collection that I had. I'm not sure where it came from, but I don't mind the sheen in small doses. This one is a scrap lift of my girlfriend. She did a page. I think she scrap lifted a page from someone on L Studio, and then I scrap lifted her. Hers had brighter colors and it had less hearts but larger ones, and I just love the way her page turned out, so I did this one of my grandson. I used a variety of papers. These are actually some baby papers from Echo Park, I believe. And then this sticker came from Simple Stories from their outdoor line. Great Outdoors, maybe? Something like that. So I had a sticker sheet. This was originally one of those large banner pieces, and I just cut off a section of it to put on the page. This one, I used a digital file, a template from Carrie Bradford, one of her photo templates, to get 9 photos onto it's an 8x8 square, which I really loved, being able to get 9 photos. They look clean and neat. There was so much color in them. I didn't want to add too much color to the page, but I did use this came from the kit that I made as well, some of the papers. I had this washi tape, which I absolutely love, and I loved the way the colors matched here. Some of these pieces came from die cuts from Simple Stories. These I fussy cut from the cards, the cut-apart cards that were in the spring paper. This is from Paige Evans, from one of her older, I think it was Horizon line papers. And the letters are, I believe, Simple Stories. Yes, those are Simple Stories letters. So this one was just fun. I liked the way the colors came together. All the white gave it a lot of white space for, you know, sort of giving your eye a place to rest. But it's fun and it's colorful, and I really enjoyed that. This one was actually, this is a free cut file that we got from Pear Tree Cut Files. And I backed it with the paper from that kit that I put together. And if you saw that video, you saw that I had these Making Memories blossoms. And I believe they were like 12 years old or something crazy like that. I can't remember. They were old, and the package had never been opened, so I was determined to use them. So these obviously were from 22 years ago, these photos. But I was able to use the paper that I had in the kit, the free cut file, the blossoms. I did use a Sizzix die here, some old Kaisercraft things, the stamps. That was, I believe, some of these were from L Studio, and then the numbers may have been from Simple Stories because the size of them. This is a page where I used one of the newer lines from Cocoa Vanilla. I actually got a prize from them because I had posted to their Facebook page. I had posted the photo, and they do a contest every month based on a mood board or a color selection. And so what I did here is I cut apart the stripes. It was a striped paper, and I cut them apart and, you know, kind of roughed them up, distressed the edges, tore the edges, used one of their cut aparts here as my title. Everything on here, except possibly the enamel dots, was from that Cocoa Vanilla No Limits collection. This is actually the branding strip off of stickers. And then I used a punch here, a notebook punch on one of the journaling cards, just to kind of give it some extra texture. I actually took the piece that I cut out of here and I used it over here as an accent, just to bring the orange over. I just thought that was kind of cool. So I really like this. This is another oldie See, it was my son's 11th birthday, so what is it, 2004? Oh yeah, here's an oldie but a goodie. Does anybody remember Rebecca Sauer? She was way ahead of her time. The stuff that she had in her collection, she was with EK Success many years ago, probably around the time of 2004. And so she had some stickers that had dates and years, the months, all that on them. This is an old sticker from Rebecca Sauer from one of her collections. So digging deep into the stash. This one was a challenge from Simple Stories. I am going to the Simple Stories retreat with a friend in September of 2022. And this was a sketch, I believe, yeah, I guess it was a sketch that Jana Eubank put up on our Facebook group to follow. And so I had followed along with the sketch. This was Simple Stories, I can't remember the title. It might have been Here We Go, might have been the collection, but it was a very tropical collection, and I had put it aside for my trip for Jamaica and have only done maybe 1 or 2 pages, and this is from 2015, so I'm way behind on that. But the sketch was pretty cool, and I really wanted to use this paper that had the pre-printed Here We Go on it. So that was fun. Everything on here is from Simple Stories. This was another page done with the collection kit that I put together myself in that previous video. This die cut is Pink Fresh Studio, I believe. It was one of their freebies on their Facebook page. And this was a cut apart card from one of my paper collections, obviously a doily. This was a Paper Studio puffy that I had, along with the little hearts. This paper here was from one of those pads, I think it was Recollections or one of those, you know, the cheapy ones that you get when they're on sale at Michael's. So I was able to put together this page using a lot of the elements. Oh, this piece here was a Project Life card. I don't remember what it said underneath, but whatever the saying was underneath didn't apply, so I just put that sticker over it. Now we're back to my grandson again. I had this Project Life card. I've had this for years, and I absolutely loved the color scheme to it, and I had put it aside forever. You know, I just kept saying, I want to make a page with that. I want to make a page with that. And finally I dug it out and used it on this page. My grandson got a sandbox this year, and he's been playing in it with his dog. They really seem to enjoy it. So I put this together. Some of the papers here are from Simple Stories. It was a birthday line, a birthday boy line. I don't remember exactly. And then this dog sticker was on a sticker sheet. I can't remember who it came from, but I never thought I would use it because, you know, it's kind of a funny little cartoony dog, and I had no reason to use it. But when I found it, I thought, oh, this is perfect. I'll stick it in the little dump truck because it kind of reminds me of Lexi, and made a little scene with that. Some of the tags, these are from L Studio. These stickers, this one I know came from Simple Stories. This is a really old Sassafras Lass, I believe. Does anybody remember that? That was like maybe 2005, 2006. So I've done some really good stash busting this time around. The brads I had on here, I have a ton of those. Have never gotten around to using them, so this was a perfect way to use them. And my little stickers are coming up here. I have to glue those down. But yeah, so I just loved this card, and I'm so glad I finally got to use it. This was Easter that I celebrated with my friends. You know, my kids are grown. We don't do the Easter egg hunts and all that stuff. So my girlfriends and I, my squirrel friends and I, got together to crop, and one of the girls, actually 2 of the girls, got together and made mudslides in these Lindt chocolate bunnies. They cut the ears off the bunnies, filled them up with mudslides, added some whipped cream and straws, and oh, they were so good. So we had a whole collection of Lindt chocolate bunnies there. But yeah, this was Simple Stories paper, some thickers. There's that stamp again from L Studio. And I did because, as I said before, my friends are my squirrel friends. I added these little squirrels, which were from washi tape that I got from Lail by Mail. So that was just a fun one. I just enjoyed putting the papers together and the colors, you know, just something different. And no pastels, pinks and yellows for Easter around here. And then this is my newest grandson. He came 3 weeks early, Mother's Day weekend. So yeah, he was just a tiny little guy, and his name is Anthony, and I love him to death. This is part of a I can't even think what the thing is. Anyway, I made this as part of a challenge. I scrap lifted someone in a group that we're in and put this page together. I loved the colors. This paper is actually from Indigo Gardens, which I love the line. It's absolutely gorgeous. It's from Simple Stories. But I found it very difficult to use because it's so much floral. Everything is just gorgeous florals, and didn't really know how I was going to use it. So when I saw the page that was sent to me to scrap lift, I decided, yeah, I can do that. I can add in a lot of solids. These are all Simple Stories papers here. This is their Color Vibe cardstock. One side has dots on it and one side is solid. Originally I was going to use the dotted side, but I found too many dots, too much stuff going on, so I turned the blue paper over, and then it looked too plain, the solid blue. So I dug out my sewing machine. I can't sew a straight line to save my life, so I intentionally made it wonky, and I went around a couple of times just to make it look like I intended to do that. It's really because I can't sew straight. And then I did outline the outside of the page with a pen, again, pretty wonky. Nothing's going to be straight on there, but I really like the way this one came out. Just something different, you know. I'm using a lot of florals on here on a baby page. Normally I probably wouldn't do that, but I think it works. They're soft enough, and you know, he's just such a sweet little guy. So that is my little So Very Blessed. We are blessed with him. And here he is again. I don't know how many of you were on Facebook, but maybe a month or so ago there was a filter going around where people were taking their photos and putting it through this filter so it made it look sort of like a watercolor painting. And my daughter did that with one of the photos from the hospital, and I just thought it was so cute. The paper I used is mostly from Echo Park and Cartabella. Some of these things came from their summer farmhouse line. So it's not even baby stuff. The rest of these are from, I think it's Welcome Baby Boy. But yeah, I just really liked the way they all worked together. The colors were great. The background paper, actually, a friend of mine gave me from one of those like $5 Craftsmith pads or something she had, because I was looking for something in a grayish blue and I couldn't really find it. And so I thought this worked perfect. It's like a little brick pattern back there. It was just enough to frame it. So yeah, it's amazing how you can combine lines from the same manufacturer. So Cartabella had their summer farmhouse and their baby boy line. The colors went really well together. It's just they use the same dye lots, I guess, and so they work. So that one was fun. I really enjoyed doing that one. And then this is my latest one with him. After he came home from the hospital, we had snuggle time. And honestly, if I could just hold him 24/7, I would. I love holding babies. It's the best thing in the world. So these were some pictures I took. And of course, you know, you got to save the pictures of the little hands and feet. Always remember, this paper is, the cutter part actually came from Pebbles, but this cute little paper back here, and I'm not even sure what that's supposed to be, if it's supposed to be a bear or a hedgehog or something, some little critter. Anyway, that's an old crate paper. And so are some of these, I believe these die cuts were from that crate paper line as well. And the stripe paper as well. So yeah, just some fun, sweet baby pictures using up some older paper. So again, I did a lot of stash diving. So that is what I've done recently. I have a whole bunch more on deck. Let me see how many I actually have. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23 layouts. So, you know, for some people, I know they do like a layout a day, or they'll do, you know, 40 in a weekend or something. I'm not that quick. But I am really pleased that I got this many done in the last couple of months, and really happy with how they came out. So I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. Subscribe if you would like. I just went over 500 subscribers and I'm so thrilled. I would love to see that number get up a little bit higher. Leave a comment too. You know, guys, I really love to read the comments. I like to know what people are thinking. I know it takes a minute out of your day, but you know, if you have time, leave me a comment, leave me some encouragement. I really appreciate it. So I'm going to get to work on the next set of layouts and see where we go from there. Maybe do some other videos. I did just get a huge shipment from National Scrapbook Day, things that I ordered, so maybe I'll do something with that. I don't know. We'll see how that goes. But anyway, thank you again for joining me. I really appreciate the views and the likes. Whatever you can do to support, I really appreciate that. Thank you so much and have a great day.